world chess grandmaster. But she wasn't born with her brilliant brain. It was created by an extraordinary childhood. Susan is the living proof of an amazing theory that any ordinary child can be turned into a genius. It's Sunday morning, and New York's Greenwich Village is the setting for a showdown. Playing white, Susan Polgar. Playing black, Paul Truong, a former US champion at a supercharged form of chess. Blitz. Each player must play the entire game in just 60 seconds. It's a high-speed demonstration of chess-playing genius.
You're in total control of your own destiny. Here, it's your brain versus the opponent.
By understanding Susan's brilliant brain, we can unlock the potential of our own. We can understand how people make life or death decisions faster than a supercomputer. An ordinary 4-year-old whose life was transformed by a unique education. Susan Polgar grew up a world away from New York City. In the late 1960s, Hungary still languished in the iron grip of the Soviet Union. For the ordinary citizens of Budapest, daily life was a grim struggle to make ends meet. The future queen of the chessboard was hardly born a princess.
That's the street I was born in, where I used to live for the first 10 years of my life. Yeah, wow. The house is still here. The closest side that you see was my room, and that's where I first learned to play chess. And then the second room was where my parents were sleeping and was kind of a living room. It brings back a lot of memories.
If Susan's home was ever so humble, her father was a man with a unique vision. A trained psychologist, Laszlo Polgar had made a deep study of the childhood origins of genius. The archetypal example was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Already composing at the age of 5, he seemed to be the classic case of a child born with special gifts. But Laszlo noted that Mozart's father Leopold, himself an accomplished musician, gave his son early and invaluable schooling in his craft. Laszlo decided that specialized training was more important than natural talent, and he had an astonishing plan that would put his theory to the test. In 1909, the Polgar family experiment was underway. Her father had already written a book called Bringing Up Genius, and it said that genius was not born, but made.
It reads here a quote: A zseni egyenlő munka plusz szerencsés körülmények, which means a genius equals work and fortunate circumstances.
By fortunate circumstances, Laszlo meant the happy home that he and his wife Clara would provide. And the hard work would be guaranteed by schooling Susan himself.
My father believed that the potential of most children is not used optimally.
Anders Ericsson has spent nearly 30 years studying amazing memories, and it doesn't have to be chess grandmasters.
More and more, we've been interested in everyday life expert performance. Somebody who can do something that is extraordinary.
At 14, Sophia annihilated 4 grandmasters for one of the greatest tournament results of all time.
just watching them seated at chessboards, I immediately had a sense that I had never seen with women players elsewhere.
Susan is still a powerful presence at the board. Like all the Polgar sisters, she seems to make a move as easily as taking a breath.
There seemed to be a line direct from their brain to the end of the finger, and the piece moved, and that was it.
But it should be beyond the power of a human brain to pick the best move. There are roughly 4 billion possibilities for the next 3 moves alone. That's a calculation only a supercomputer could perform. So how can Susan move at this incredible speed? For Hardston, the only explanation is that her human brain is using a very human skill.
We seem to heap a lot of praise on people's calculating ability, but take for granted all sorts of mental abilities that are absolutely intuitive.
Intuition sounds more like magic than science. But Hardston believes it is a specific skill displayed by experts in all fields, and it can be explained. Her father's theory that genius can be created.
I definitely agree with my father that the work part, the diligence part is the most important, and I think that being trained properly, anybody can achieve practically anything.
At the age of 21, the quality and number of Susan's victories against top opposition earned her the official title of Grandmaster. The first woman among nearly 600 men. Younger sister Judith quickly followed suit. Ranked in the top 15 male players, she is now a leading contender for the world title. And there's one more twist in the Polgar family story. This Florida holiday resort is the unlikely setting for the United States Championships for school children. Inspired by the Polgar sisters, girls now compete on equal terms with boys. But Susan's attention is riveted on the tense deciding match for the 7-year-olds of the 2nd grade. Yash Prashad battles for the title against Susan's son, Tommy.
He's a fighter. He's used to playing long games. Yeah, I have my fingers crossed and hoping things will end well.
6-year-old Liam will be next in line. Susan stands at a discreet distance, getting used to a new kind of tension as a chess mom.
I got first place. He played well until the end, and then he messed up a lot. He stepped into a one-move checkmate, and now I'm the U.S. champion.